say that this land cover nature project is going to last for 2 weeks, and it's going to be huge. We are going to have like a lot of the reviews every day, starting from today. And this project is also very easy, same as quick in-purpose project. We only need to focus on the large arrows. And I believe we have all going through, I have went through all this training document and the videos, especially for the Uncover Nature quick repair video. And before we dig into the task demonstration, I want to go through this land cover nature water case and land cover nature shrub case with you guys together. So let's check some of the screenshot and let's discuss about some rules together, so you could understand better what we should do. First, it's for the water. So we're drawing water for the natural water body, like the river, lake, ocean, and we need to capture the boundary along the real banks. All right, the real banks. This is very important because we will see some of the cases that the water is not on its real bank, but we still need to capture it. All right, so let's go through these cases. First is a water boundary with trees blocked. So in this example, as you can see, the tree, the branch, the canopy of the trees, it's above the water, and we shouldn't capture, along the canopy boundary. Instead, we should capture along the real boundary. And this is, some of the examples that we need to follow. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this first. Some more examples. Like some of this, if you see such narrow rivers in your task, it's okay. You can ignore those. All right, just accept the system result, and it's very easy. We don't need to connect them. Just accept the system result, capture what you can see. Second, it's phytoplankton on the water. So there will be something like this vegetation growing above the water, and we need to capture those that is not block the water completely. If those phytoplankton has blocked the water completely, we can ignore them. We can exclude them. So some examples as here. And something like that. All right, we just follow with this, the water we can see. And for those phytoplankton that is completely blocked the water, we can ignore them. Second, number 3 is the solid land made from water or river in the water. So we capture the boundary of the water, follow the obvious waterfront. So what is the boundary of the waterfront? It has a solid material and obvious height difference from the water body. It's higher than that, and it's higher than the water body or the tidal flat, and you can see obviously filling of the boundary. And make sure you capture water based on the boundary of waterfront. So in this example, this right circled, we can tell that it's actually has a land filling, right? This has a bank, and below it is clearly the water. So in this case, we capture what we can, see the boundary, and capture the water based on that. And more examples like this, right? We exclude those real boundary and make sure we capture the water along this, along what we cannot, along with the land. All right, so this is like a very solid land, and we exclude those parts from the water. More examples. This is a very obvious boundary of waterfront, and the water should be captured like this. And more examples, all right? So something like this, capture what you can see. Capture what you can see as water, and exclude those land or vegetation or grass or forest. We should just exclude them. So check those examples. And lastly, it's a little bit tricky, and we need to have a good understanding of this natural land cover feature, which is the tidal flat, mud flat, extended from water. That is required to capture into water. Why? Because when the tidal flat or the mud flat, with water rising, with the sea level rising, especially during the summertime, right? This area will be merged into water, will be, overlapped with water. So, as examples like this, we need to capture the whole area as water. Okay, so this is very obvious, and I believe you guys can understand this. Something like this. Capture along this vegetation with the real waterfront, and those tidal flat, those mud flat, or some beaches, we should capture along this boundary. Same thing for here, right? This is clearly mud flat. During the winter or fall time, the water level will decrease, and some land will be exposed, but we can tell the differences between the land that is exposed from water with the land that cannot be merged with water, cannot be overlapped with water, right? This is a huge difference. So we capture along with this model flat. We capture along with this real land boundary and include all those areas into water. So there are more examples to help you guys understand. And the model flat like this, right? Easily capture along this real land boundary. We see those vegetation, we see those solid land, solid material. And this is like sand, and it's coming to the winter time. More examples, right? We can see the pattern, we can see the texture, we can see how it looks like from the image, and we simply capture everything into water. And some examples like this, right? This is like some phytoplankton, and this is with this red arrow pointed, it's the real boundary. It's like rocks. So in this case, we capture along the rocks like this. More examples. Tidal flat, right? This is a vegetation, so we don't capture it. Because if you see vegetation along the water, you should know that if the water is merged, is overlapping on this area, there will be no vegetation. All right. So that will be all for the water. And as you should know, as you should see that this is just a very basic image, basic knowledge, and we don't have a strict quality requirement for the boundary to capture. We capture it basically right, then that's good. You can see that it's not precise enough. It's not, as you can see, it has some like small arrows. That is not what we focus on. We focus on the big image. We focus on the big picture, and we just make sure that the things we are capturing are basically correct and basically consistent. All right, next, let's go into this shrub case study. So for the shrub case study, there are a few examples, few categories that we need to fix. So first, it's called inconsistent. This is a very big issue. What is called inconsistent is if a part of the land that shows the same characteristic, but it's not capturing into the same category, that is inconsistent. As you can see, these two, they are actually the same. They have the same characteristics, but the system result didn't do well. It missed part of it. It missed capturing part of it as shrub. So that is called inconsistent. We need to fill in this missed part as shrub. And more examples here. So this is another inconsistent, okay? Because as you can see, this area. So this area and this area, they are the same, right? They share the same characteristic, and this area is different. Same thing goes with this one, right? So if we have area A, area B, and area C, you can know that A, this whole area has the same characteristic. The B is not the same. C is also different. So what we should do, we should capture A as shrub, and B and C, we should exclude them. So as the system result is not consistent. So this is the correct shrub area. So for the shrub, sometimes you know at the beginning phase you may be confused about what is shrub. So shrub is very easy to distinguish. All right, shrub is relatively short. It's shorter than the forest. It's rough and it's fluffy and uneven. So comparing to grass, so grass you will see is smooth and even, and the forest is tall and it's very also very even. But the shrub gives you this fluffy feeling, and you can see it's higher than the grass, but it's shorter than the forest, than the trees. So that's the way to distinguish what is shrub. So let's see more examples. So this we can, from this example, we can clearly see the different characteristics. From here, from the bottom here, this is forest, right? This is a forest. And we can see the height change, height difference from this area with this forest area. So we can easily know all of this should be classified as shrub. And in this example, this is the system result. So the same characteristic area did not go into the same category. And the same and also this same characteristic area has shrub, has excluded ground, has part of it has been captured as forest. So in this case, guys, make sure we capture it as a consistent result. And this is the correct one. So example like this one below, right? Same thing. This area shares the same characteristics with this part, but this part captures shrub and this part is missed, which is not consistent. So in this case, we capture this as shrub as well. So make sure we keep the shrub result consistent. Then I see this missed shrub, right? This is shrub, it's shorter, it's fluffy. All right, guys, this is fluffy, and we should capture it as shrub. Same thing for this, right? This is taller, as you can see, this is taller than this bearland, right? And we should capture, and it's shorter than this forest. So fluffy, shorter, relatively short, so shrub. Another example, right here, right? So we can see the height change from the shadow, and we can see, it's fluffy, it's higher than this grass. So capture it as shrub. Let's continue. So among this agricultural land, as you can see, this is not tall enough to be forest. So it's better we keep this. We need to keep this as shrub. All right, so change the category will do the work. Then it's about the overcalled shrub. First of all, for the overcalled shrub, the agricultural land will be misclassified. Some of the agricultural land will be misclassified as shrub, but you can tell what is agricultural land, right? It's a clearly human-made sign, and it has well-organized and neat pattern. And in this case, so we just need to delete all of them. So more examples here. So this part is very organized, right? So this could be some agricultural land made from this human living place. So we remove this from shrub. More examples. Clearly agricultural land and shrub. So delete them. More examples, right? Just remove all of this. And also grass. So grass, as you can see, this is shorter, even, and flat. This clearly, this area. So for this area, it's a little bit ambiguous. You can delete it, or you can capture all of this as shrub. But most important thing is to keep the result consistent. And from this one, right? Same thing. Okay, so but this one is actually the same height with the grass above it, below, above this, no, besides it. So it's you can keep as shrub, draw the whole area of shrub, or remove everything. Lastly, it's about the ambiguous shrub. It's very important, guys. Take note that. So when you are not sure if it's a shrub to capture or ignore, you can simply follow this rule. Repair or ignore based on the system result. So if a part of the area with the same characteristic has been captured as shrub, then you need to capture the whole area with the same characteristics as shrub. But if an ambiguous area is not being captured as shrub by the system, then ignore the whole area. So this is some of the examples. As you can see here, this area with same characteristic, part of it is being captured as shrub. So we capture the rest of it, capture the rest of this area with the same characteristic as shrub. And same thing for this, right? Part of it is being captured as shrub, so we capture the whole area as shrub. Same rules, right? The whole area should be as shrub. Make it consistent. Do the editing based on the system result. All right. And more examples like this one. Like part of the is same area. Part of it is being classified as shrub, but the one in the middle is missed, so we capture it. Same thing for here, right? This, and here. These three areas, they are actually the same characteristics, but this one in the middle is being classified as forest. So we cut it and classify it into shrub. And this one also, right, is classified as water. So we change it to the shrub. And if the ambiguous area among the forest is ignored by the system, so we don't need to cut and change the category to shrub. All right, and like this one, and more. And lastly, is those ambiguous cases are too small that we should ignore to improve the speed. So seeing as these examples. All right, those residential area we should totally ignore. We don't even need to zoom in and check for this.
Hi, Paul.
So, yes.
Somebody is sharing some. Somebody is also presenting. We will tell him to remove first. We could not see the video.
Who is representing? What's the?
Okay, now it's done.
It's good now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they are restreaming the training session.
I see. Okay, I understand. Okay, then lastly, let's take a look at the project rules. Okay. So first of all, before you start, make sure you read, watch, and understand all documents from D1 to D4 first. And as on the filter side, ignore the forest, ignore the small features.
Sir,
only
excuse, we cannot see your screen, sir. Can
Oh.
you reshare?
Why is that? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's check out the project rules. All right. So before you start into this project, make sure you read, watch, and understand all documents from D1 to D4 first. Simple. Then for the filter side, the benchmark is 15 seconds per task. Very easy work, and I will show you how easy you can achieve this benchmark. Second, the fill ratio less than 30%. Most of the tasks are in good result. So we only need to focus on those big problems. As a filter, you should just ignore the forest, ignore the small features around residential building, for example, and you only need to zoom in into one grid. That's it. And you approve tasks with good quality, or you approve tasks that can be fixed by just deleting. Then you fill. You fill what is large inconsistent shrub, large missed shrub, large overcast shrub, large missed water, and large accurate water boundary. All right, so this is what you need to look for, and when you see those, fail the task immediately. Then labelers, same thing. Ignore the forest, ignore the small features. Focus on the large shrub and water issues from filter side. Use filling tool E and repair tool Z to do quick editing. Make decision based on system result and minimize editing on boundary to avoid boundary errors. So that would be all of these rules. It's very simple. The benchmark for labelers is 1 minute per task, and I will show you how easy it can get. And the benchmark for checkers is 25 seconds per task. It's it's more times. It's a lower benchmark than the filter side, but you can still achieve that very easily. And now I'm going to show you my work. So I'm pulling from the filter side. All right. So this is I think this is a bad task to demonstrate. I'll just pass this one. All right. So for this one, let's take a look. This is the task I got. I zoom in into like this. All right. I zoom in into one grid level like this, and I am ignoring those small features. But for here, I can see it's inconsistent, right? As filter is inconsistent. But this one, I can simply change the category to shrub. Then that's it. I am ignoring all those forest features. And I see this fake water. Guys, be careful with the fake water. Delete it. And those small mist, no matter it's trees or shrub, ignore it. All right, you don't need to do anything about it. And nothing else here. Shrub here clearly is different than the forest. So that this task is done. Very simple. Submit. Check another one. Now zoom in like this. I'm ignoring all the forest. I'm passing along. Check the water is legit. I don't need to fix the boundary of the water precisely. This is already okay. And then I'm checking here, right? I'm seeing inconsistent here. So in this case, I can fill the task. I can fill the task. Or even easier, I can cut it. My PC is lagging now. Also, I cut it and change it to shrub. Then that's it. Rest of it, I will ignore all those trees, forest. So that's it. Submit. Super fast. Now let's continue. Shrub. This is not too bad. All right. So I will accept that. Ignore all the trees. Small trees, ignore that. Check the water, in the trees. Like this. This is just a shadow of the forest. And it's misclassified as water. So as a filter, you should delete them just like that. All right. This fake water, make sure you delete those. But this one looks very good. And other trees, there's no need to check. Submit. Let's continue. Right. So there's no large mist shrub. So I'm checking the forest very quickly. No need to go to details. Then submit. By those small mist forest, you can ignore those. All right. Let's continue. Zoom in into one grid like this. And as you can see here, guys, as you can see here. So as a filter, I am going to fill this task. Why? All right, guys, why I'm filling this task? Can someone answer me in the chat? Why am I filling this task? Guys, do you have some answer for me? Do you know why I'm filling this task? Yes?
There are some inconsistent water, sir.
Yes, that's inconsistent water. As I have said, the fountain pattern on the water that is not completely block the water should be captured into water, right? So as soon as I'm seeing this, I will fail this task immediately, very quickly. All right. So now, as a labeler, I should fix this water. Actually, fix this task, right? So I will try to not touch this boundary. I will try to cut from here because this will minimize the cutting of the editing on the boundary. All right. All right, I cut this part out. I will fill in. I will change the category to water, and this part is also water, right? And for here, this is okay, all right? And use the filling tool in those case. Oh shoot, I made a mistake. This filling tool to fill in those parts. I'll merge this one because I'm afraid it will give you topology error. And for this kind of error, use the repair tool to fix it, right? And for those, use filling tool. And for here as well. So now this task for the water area is done, editing. And let's continue to check those fake water. Make sure, guys, the fake water on the land, make sure we delete those. All right. And the forest, there's no need to check those. So now this task is done on the labeler side. So as I'm doing here, it's definitely less than 1 minute. And the checkers, you spend 20 seconds on this is totally enough, right? So submit. Very low quality requirement, very simple work. So let's back to the filter side. So all of this, it looks good, okay? Looks good. But for here, same issue, right? This is the same issue. Inaccurate water boundary. Those phantom plankton is missed. So what you should do, fail this task, right? Fail this task. Then as a labeler, I got it. I will use the filling tool to do this quick editing. And the rest of it is good. And there's no fake shrub on this agricultural land. And for this kind of water, this is a legit water, right? This is legit water. And for those ambiguous cases, guys, I will suggest you don't need to repair it, all right? You don't need to fix it. This is okay. This is okay. This is among this water, among this forest, it's not that clear. But for this kind of big water body, this is too obvious. Something for here, right? This is good. This is real legit water. And something for here. And the grass has been excluded. Very nice task. Ignore those small features. As a labeler, the task is done. I'm submitting. Very fast. Very easy. All right, let's continue. Zoom in like this. Check. Forest. No, they all look good. I am ignoring all those small trees among residential buildings, as you can see. I'm only checking those big picture to see if there's a fake water, if there's some wrong shrub that I need to fix. There's some kickback. Let's continue. So for this kind of case, for this kind of urban residential area, guys, you should be happy because in this urban residential area, there's very minimum we need to check. All right, this shrub, it looks good, right? It looks good. It's not very consistent, but it's this inconsistent area is not big. And the repair work needs to do for this area is this. And that's it. Okay, very easy. And as a filter, don't zoom in too much. Those small shrubs is totally ignored, can be ignored. And the rest of it is good. Submit. Continue. Let's zoom into this part. So for this part, guys, is this water? Let me know your answer, guys. I want to see your understanding. Is this water? Is this water? Is this something I need to?
No.
Is this water? Guys, give me your answer. Is this water?
No, sir.
No,
Oh, sir.
For me, it looks like a dried lake, I think. Dried
It's
pond.
not all of you know. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. Let me see.
I think that's algae.
Dried.
Yeah, you are right, guys. You are right. I will just delete it. All right, I'll just delete it.
It's a dried
this is not
lagoon.
water. And as a filter, guys, as you can see, what else we see here? What else issues we see here? From here, what else issues we see here? Let me know. I just want to see one word. What is that? What else issue we see here?
That's a small pond. I think that's a
Shrub, sir.
Shrub.
What's that?
Shrub.
Shrub.
Yes, inconsistent. Very nice. I see the answer I want to see. Inconsistent shrub. Very nice, guys. So as a labeler, remove those inconsistent. That's it. All right, that's it. We don't need to fix the details. We just make sure it's inconsistent and there's no big problems, no big errors. And then let's continue. The forest can be ignored. And what is this issue here, guys? What is this issue?
Agriculture. Done.
Agriculture. What should we do for the agriculture?
Just a
Delete,
little.
sir.
Nice, remove it. All right, everyone is understanding it. Very nice. So I'm done with this task. Is that simple? All right, let's continue a few more. All right. So be careful with the shrub. So what do you see here? What do you see here? As a filter, when you see shrub as issue like this, you should fill it. All right. And what you see here as labeler, what do you need to fix? What's the issue here?
Forest.
Wrong category.
More than 3 trees.
It's
Yes,
grass.
that's forest. That's forest. That's very nice, guys. So this part is forest, right? This has same characteristic with the part on the beside it. This is the same area, but this one is classified as shrub, which is wrong. The one in the middle, we can keep it as shrub because it's different, right? But this one here, they are exactly the same thing. And this one, is this correct, guys? Is this one here correct? Is this one here correct, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's correct. This is correct,
Yeah,
right?
it's smaller.
It's different.
It's
This area has different characteristics than this area. So we keep this as shrub. That's good. Very nice. I'd like to see your answers. All right. So rest of it, this system result is capturing the whole area, so we don't need to go into details. And for here, looks good, right? This is consistent. For here is also, but this is also something we need to fix. What is it?
Shrub.
Missing, sir.
Yeah.
Missing shrub.
Yes,
Shrub
that's
for
very
sure.
nice. Yes, this one is wrong, right? We need to merge this into shrub because they are the same thing. All right, and this is water, right? This is like malt water, so ignore that. Very good result. Nothing else for me to fix. I will submit this one. All right, let's continue. From this task, water, shrub, forest, and as you see here, then what's the issue here, guys? What's the issues here?
Inconsistent shrub, sir.
Nice. This is inconsistent, so we just need to fill in this part. That's it. And for the water here, it's mixed water, right? Use the filling tool to do the quick editing. And since this one here is good, and this one here is inconsistent, so I will just fill in this area with same characteristic with shrub. And for this, it's a fake water. The system misclassified the shadow from the trees as water, so we change that. And this shrub is good. Forest is good. Water is good. And for here, what's the issue here, guys? What is the issue here?
Agricultural land.
Inconsistent.
It's inconsistent, right? This is inconsistent. And what should we do? Should we change this to shrub or
Delete
should we change this to forest?
I think these are shrubs.
That's right. This is shrub. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So change this to shrub. And let's see the rest of it. This area is marked as shrub. That is okay because this is different than here and here, right? So we can accept this result. And the rest of forest looks good. Then That's it. Submit. So far, guys, do you have any questions? I believe this is a very simple project, right? This is a very simple project. And just make sure, if you are not sure, send in the group chat, discuss, right? Discuss with your leaders, and also all the leaders, you can also ask me questions in our group chat. So I want you everyone, stay on the same page with me and on this project. And I hope, from this project, you guys can earn a lot. So as you can see, this task is done. So I'm submitting. Remember, the pushback ratio is expected to be less than 30%. All right, 30%. All right, so that will be all for today's demonstration. If we have any questions, you can ask me now. The projects will be ready in the next 1 or 2 hours. And meanwhile, please review the document, watch the video, and get a good understanding of this project. Then once you start, you will walk like a rocket. All right. If no more questions, I will leave now. Let me see. One task show rows of 20 trees, probably apple, orange, olive. Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's this shrub. Okay. Ruby, you sent the document here. Okay. I see. Okay. So this is for your survey.
Sorry, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Maybe will be a chance like last time that there will be some more inconsistent forest. Should we fill it if we encounter some issue like that? Because as far as I can see in your documents, we should ignore the forest, right? So
Yes.
maybe there will be a chance that there will be an inconsistent forest that will happen in the past.
You don't need to worry about inconsistent forest. If the system detects there is a shrub, then you focus on it. If the system didn't detect any shrub among the forest, you shouldn't check if the forest is inconsistent or not.
Okay,
Understand?
Sir. Okay, sir. We'll just if we will encounter that kind of issue, we'll just screenshot it for you. Okay.
You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. So yeah, that will be all. Any more questions, guys? I'm seeing people are Googling the definition of it. Good. If not, then I am going to leave, and your cutoff will be ready later today. Okay, and it will start distributing, I think, from tomorrow. And yeah, get ready for it. So, and this one we will continue it for next few months. Sorry, for the land cover nature project, we'll continue for 2 weeks. At end of the March, we will have the building update project coming. It's a very easy project. Some of the tenured guys have worked on this one before. We work on this every year. And starting from April, we will have tons of the regular land cover project coming. All right, the same thing as you did in the when you take the land cover training tests, and there will be more coming, and there's the projects will keep coming, keep lasting for almost this year. All right, so we have a very great year, and I want everyone, we can stay on the same boat, and I will try to take care of everyone to get good income this year. Okay, so that will be all from me today, and wait for my signal to open the project. And meanwhile, please review the document and get ready for it. All right, I want to see everyone stay on top of this project. I want to see you meet the speed requirement, speed benchmark, and I want to see your results are good enough. Okay, so the project plan, managers, please take notes that everyone works on the filter side first. Everyone works on the filter side first. judges work on the reviewer side, and we will have the function to do the person review of the filters, and we will check the filter approved tasks. And after the filter side is done, then everyone, you can back to your default roles to deal with the task that's being filled from the filter side. And then we just work normally on that. We keep rolling for weeks. All right, goodbye, guys. Have a good day, and please wait for the message. Bye-bye.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Paul.
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yung nakakakilala sa akin, guys, abang tayo ng ating chismisan. Bye!
Pasok daw kayo kay Kevin, yung nakakilala kay Kevin.
Copy, sir.